You know, it's for kids. You know,
yeah,
they totally comprehend senates and Congress.
The frog?
Have you heard George Lucas?
It really does. It sounds like the guy who did Kermit the Frog just jumped into a Lucas puppet.
Yes, of course.
Already offensive.
Yeah. Now we look at it and we're like, you tried too hard. This is just offensive.
In space, we can all be racist.
We're actually just racist in space.
How many people do you think that we could be offending right now?
No one ever looks comfortable in any of the chairs in the Star Wars universe. No. Chairs in the future are not made for comfort. They're made for leaning against.
Oh, God.
Liam Neeson's already like, I hate this. I would totally sleep with Ian McGregor.
Like with that rat tail?
With that
blast
rat
us
tail.
into oblivion.
With that rat tail.
Man, is the rat tail doing it for you? I just don't understand why if he gave him like the lickety-split speed out of nowhere, why not just like, yeah, they can breathe underwater too, midichlorians. George Lucas is like the master of two-sentence ideas, but people let him keep talking. An archaeologist, and he's fighting Nazis, and there's aliens. No, George.
He said it. He like stole it from like Full House too. Like you
So
should never.
bad.
Star Wars, don't steal.
Oh
from Full House.
man, he totally did, didn't he?
He is a Full House.
That's
Wow.
a Full House.
How rude.
Forever.
So, okay, I've got a great idea. All right, there's going to be an underwater village, and it's going to be full of all these frog-like creatures that, you know, kind of speak like Jamaicans, but, you know, in more of an insulting way.
Is that how you get rid of people?
Have you ever just done that? Like, people will eventually walk away.
There are
when
so
people
many.
do that
If you don't want to be in a conversation anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like this part is completely unnecessary.
it is all. This whole movie's unnecessary.
No, but
Just whatever impulses and stuff. Is that the
that's
end?
I think the Star Jar.
Yeah,
No, he's
I
the
was-
super
I agree.
ego. Yeah,
I agree.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Star Jar?
Yeah,
Did you
Jar
say
Jar's the
Star
Star
Jar?
Jar.
Star Jar is really the whole premise.
How
of
is
this movie.
that not his name? How is
should have
that
been
not
Star
his
Jar.
name? God bless John Williams, because if he scored this movie to like the intensity of the emotion shown, it would just be like a fart sound the entire time. Brr, brr, brr.
This is post Schindler's List, by the way.
Is it post train spotting though?
I feel like that's what would have launched him into this. Like Lucas would have been watching that, like, oh, I like the way he shoots heroin. That's a Jedi. When you guys watch a movie with a lot of deserts in it, do you get a kind of a headache or anything? Or?
No, I love Sahara with Matthew McConaughey.
I don't know if that's quite the setting you're looking at.
It's so hot. This poor kid.
I mean, the scene is a lot better if you put in the subtext that she's like, I want to fuck that kid.
There were other people. I'm always still confused. Like, I just felt like they lived alone on a deserted planet.
Each person has their own planet.
No, just like this.
Hey, what are you doing here? Get on.
Poor kid.
But also that mom is so downtrodden. She like can't even be like, I die every time you do it. Anakin. Ho hum. Girls give nicknames. Like, I would call, if I was dating Anakin Skywalker, I would be calling him Annie.
Really? I hate sand. It's so coarse.
It'd be like, shut the fuck up, Annie. I thought this was only supposed to be an hour and 30 minutes. We started it at like...
Even the person making the DVD thing is like, I only watched 90 minutes of it. I don't know if that's how long it is. That's just how long I watched it. Again, at this point, there is no bad guy in this movie. There's no plot to this movie still.
Stuff just happens.
George here. Can we make the boy just a little more awful?
Oh, gee. Okay, I'll try to crank up the awfulness.
Could you just whine a little more? He never once, as her son, like, was like, hey, are you free? Like,
Yeah, no, he's like, I'm free. Fuck you, Mom.
But, I mean, it's not even, you can make the dialogue, you can make it work.
Okay, do his line, and let's see if you can nail it.
Okay, let's see what you
Okay.
do.
Tell me about sand.
I think he literally just brings it up out of nowhere.
Annie, what are your thoughts on sand?
No, save the movie, Nora. Single-handedly save the movie.
Okie Show.